Are you looking for the perfect vlogging camera? Does the Panasonic Lumix G100 beat out the Sony ZV-1? Let's get into it.
Delivering informative capability-based reviews and tutorials on camera gear, filming techniques, and content creation.
Hi, I'm Simon and this is The Ordinary Filmmaker. If you're new here, subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one as they come out so you won't miss any news. And all the links to everything I talk about in this video, including gear discussed, are placed in the description down below. But before I get into today's topic, a reminder that I'm giving away this Canon 50mm f1.8 STM lens. Contest ends July 31st. Subscribe to my channel for your chance to win. That's it. See more details in the description down below. Panasonic announced the Lumix G100 today. The G100 is part of a new category of compact mirrorless lenses designed for vlogging, streaming, and creating online content. I really didn't want to do this video. I covered the Sony ZV-1 a few weeks ago and thought that it was the perfect vlogging camera for beginners. I didn't feel that the G100 was interesting enough on first glance. But I spent some more time watching promotional videos and revisiting the specs, asking myself one simple question. What camera provides the best vlogging user experience for beginners? The ZV-1 was the first camera to carve out this niche. Yes, the Canon M50 came out before it, but the Sony ZV-1 was the first compact camera designed from the ground up with a vision of providing the best vlogging and streaming compact camera user experience for beginners. Now, Panasonic says that the Lumix G100 has intuitive controls, visually engaging images, and excellent sound quality, raising the bar for content production and user experience in the vlog camera category. Behind the rhetoric, the Lumix G100 is a micro four thirds sensor camera compared to the Sony ZV-1, which is an APS-C sensor. But I feel Sony went into better detail and focused on how they built the ZV-1 with the single purpose to be the best vlogging and streaming camera. Now, the Lumix G100 is a 20.3 megapixel sensor. It's capable of delivering 4K video at 30 and 24 frames per second, but it's limited to 10 minutes of recording. Now, in 1080, it can deliver 60 frames per second with a 30-minute recording. I don't know why they just don't get rid of that 30-minute recording limit. I was hoping for a little bit more from Panasonic, providing the same level of detail on how they raised the bar. I didn't get a good impression of how well the G100 tracks its subjects, or how well it keeps the subject exposed when traveling from low light to bright light. That's partly attributed to Panasonic still using their contrast detect, depth from defocus, autofocus system. And while they did admit previous cameras have had problems, they did say that this one was much better. I just don't trust them on this. While each camera has improved from the GH5 to the S1 to the S1H, their cameras have never really performed well enough for run-and-gun type work or vlogging. For these scenarios, I don't believe that there's a substitute for phase detect autofocus. And unlike the Sony ZV-1, if you want to showcase products, the autofocus system gets confused and it doesn't know where to focus on the product or your face. If you need to show off products by holding them up, the Sony ZV-1 has a mode where it will lock onto the product. So if I hold it up, it'll automatically go from my face to the product. And as soon as I put the product down, it will immediately lock back onto my face. It's fast and it's accurate. Sony built a vlogging camera that requires very little adjustment. It keeps the subject focused, exposed, and balanced automatically without requiring user intervention. After watching Sony's presentation, I found myself wanting it to get my hands on it. I was excited by its potential to make life as a vlogger or a YouTube presenter much easier. The ZV-1 feels like it's the perfect vlogging camera for beginners, and that's the key. The perfect vlogging camera for beginners. Panasonic Lumix G100, it left me with many more questions. It is a more capable camera. You can change out the lens, while Sony has a fixed lens, and to be fair, the G100 is a more general purpose camera capable of more than the ZV-1, as is the Canon M50. The Lumix G100 doesn't include a low pass filter, so your videos will have more detail. They won't be soft, and that's nice. The G100 has interchangeable lenses. Well, the Sony has that built-in lens. The Sony has the 24 to 70mm focal range, and once you apply the crop factor of 1.5, we get an equivalent of 36 to 105. Now, Panasonic provides a better focal range of 12 to 32mm, and with a crop factor of 2, we get the equivalent of 24 to 64. The G100 is definitely wider, and that makes a difference to you, especially if you're shooting in a small space. But the ZV-1 will give you an extra stop of light. So what matters to you more, a wider shot or better low light sensitivity. Now both cameras come with stabilization, an articulating flip screen, and an optional grip with extra controls. Now whichever camera you choose, get the grip in kit form. It's going to give you a wider shot and improves the overall user experience. If you end up getting it later, you're just going to pay more. When I take it all in, I'm left with more questions about how the G100 deals with the subject moving through different lighting scenarios, or how the focus reacts when the subject is demonstrating a product or just in general, or how the G100 adjusts to lighting, or can it even provide smooth skin? Here's the bottom line. Both cameras cost the same, but unlike the Canon M50 or the Lumix G100, the ZV-1 feels purpose-built for vlogging, streaming content, and YouTube studio creation for beginners. It's designed to work in all scenarios that you would encounter in those scenarios. It's designed out of the box so you won't have to go fiddling with settings. You can't switch out lenses, true. It's not a general purpose camera like the G100 or the M50, but if you've never vlogged and you're looking at getting started, I think the Sony ZV-1 is purpose-built for vlogging much more than the other two. It has trustworthy autofocus, product focusing, keeps your face exposed properly as you go from dark to light areas, and skin smoothing, making you look more professional. I think this is my #1 choice for beginners that want to start a channel. But what do you think? Do you like the idea of the G100 or the M50 that give you far more capabilities? Or do you like the idea that the ZV-1 is purpose-built for beginners, for people who want to start their own YouTube channel, that want to do vlogging? What do you think? Let me know in the comments section down below. But that's it for now. That's it for today, I certainly hope. This is my 3rd video today. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win this 50mm f1.8 lens. Thanks for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. All equipment used and notes are placed in the description box, show more box, or down arrow thingy next to the title on the mobile app.